have you been?
Good. Hi, Akshit. How are you?
Hi, everybody. That's great. Excellent. I'm sure that you're sharing and listening the stories with your family members. That's great. Now, Aman Didi, please share your imagination with us. How was your fighter aircraft? Okay. Aman Didi, I can't hear you. But that's great.
Now?
Yes, now it's okay. I can hear you now.
Something in my mind that in reality we just fly in air.
Okay, so I think your imagination was similar to this
Yeah?
or something similar to this. It could crash also. It's your imagination. So now I would like to ask you all a question that what do we need to fly a fighter aircraft or any plane?
We should have proper knowledge of that aircraft.
Yes, Chapan Bhaiya, you are right. But we also need something else. What's the main thing we need?
Skill.
Sorry, Chapan Bhaiya.
We should need skills.
Yes, but we also need a very important thing. We also have to have a very brave and courageous pilot.
Yes.
So I would like all of you to again close your eyes. Please close your eyes and think of a fighter pilot. Now open your eyes and tell me how your pilot was. Let's give the chance to Abhishek. Abhishek, please tell how was your pilot. Abhishek?
Yes.
Now tell me how was your pilot. Describe your imagination.
Okay. Need to all the skills.
Abhishek, I can't hear you this moment. So no problem. But I think your imagination was similar to this. Yes, Abhishek?
Yes.
Okay. So now, but did you think of this? Or this? So now can any of you tell me what are the names of the 3 women pilots? Anybody? Okay. So I think you should inscribe these names in your mind because these were the first women fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force. Now this Avini Chaturvedi, Mohana Singh and Bhavna Kant. So please note it down on a diary or whatever you have near you. Please note it down on a diary. So now the main protagonist of my story is Nancy Pereira, Flight Lieutenant Nancy Pereira, and Zanny, the flying officer sitting behind her. Flying officer Zanny. So the main plot of the story is Nancy Pereira wants to form an SWCT, which means the full form of SWCT, please note it down, is Strong Women Combat Team. It means Nancy Pereira wants an equal respect in the Indian Air Force and wants to go into the combat zone. So for this, she has to change the mental frames and the mental barriers of her comrades. Now, what are comrades? Please note it down if you don't know. Comrades are the colleagues, the people who work with us. So after she influenced her comrades, the biggest step was to influence the defense minister. The defense minister said that the women can opt for a cargo branch, they can be a cargo pilot or a commercial pilot, but we will not send the women to the combat zone. So she needed support. Now for support, then Nancy, Flying Officer Nancy comes in. So now Zani and Nancy, 1 plus 1 is
2.
2.
11.
Yes, Japan Bhaiya. 1 plus 1 is 11. The real sum is 2, but this is called the synergy effect. When we think we have the power, 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. So they made a strong team and started visiting the different training centers. Now please note them down. This is a very good information that the different training centers of Air Force are in Chandigarh, in Dehradun, and a Yalanka training station in Bangalore. So they visited the training centers, took the training that we are giving to the men, and then they proved everybody wrong, even the defense minister, that girls can enter the combat zone. Combat zone means the zone of war, like the LOC, line of control, Pakistan, and LAC, line of actual control, known as the McMahon line that divides India and China. So they proved everybody wrong and finally made the SWCT, the Strong Women Combat Team, of this page, and then you can read at home. So what is the main moral of the story? The main moral of the story is talent has no gender. Means flying machine, a plane does not identify the gender, be a male or a female pilot. The plane does not identify he is a male pilot, he is a female pilot, and he doesn't say that you are a female pilot, you cannot sit in the plane. It only identifies the passion and grit and talent for the nation and how they serve the nation. The flying machine does not identify the gender.
It's really a good story.
Okay, thank you so much for your comments. Now let us start with your stories.
Present here. My name is Samanpreet Kaur and today I am here in front of you to represent my story. Actually, my today's story, it deals with the reality of the life that one should spend a very simple and very synthetic life, whether this sympathy is for animals or for humans. Akshit, is it audible or not?
Yes, Amandi, it's audible.
Okay. Now, before starting the story, I would like to share the main character of the story. Actually, there is only one character in this story, and the name of that character is Hari. Hari is a very kind-hearted person, but he did a very big mistake in his life about setting a profession. And he set his profession as a hunter, and this was one of the biggest and blunder mistake that was done by Hari. Now, I would like to start my story. Once upon a time, there was a man. He was an old man. His name was Hari. He lived alone in such a big house, and in his from his childhood, he was very fond of hunting. And in his life, he wanted to become a hunter. So once a time, he decided for outing. And in his path, he had to go through a forest, and he decided to visit that forest. And after that, and he decided to visit a forest. And after that he found a big animal there, and for saving his life he decided to kill that animal. And by killing that animal he earned so much name and fame. And after that, as he grew up, and he set his profession as a hunter. And throughout his life he earned so much name and fame. And he was one of the biggest hunter of his own time. But that time he was so much far away from the reality of the life, that that the animal he may kill, the animal might be one's father, one's mother, and one's son. And as he was getting old, means he didn't have enough energy or enough power, so that he may go for hunting. And after that he decided to be set at home. But we can say that by luck and by God, he taught so much big lesson from his life, that in his old age he had no one at their home, not even a single person who fetch even a glass of water for him. At last, once he was getting ill, and there was no one, not even a single person in his home who can fetch a glass of water for him. And that time there is just a single word that get echoing again and again into his mind, that maybe that animal take revenge from Haris in this way. So the moral of my story is so clear, that one should spend a very sympathetic life, whether this sympathy is for animals or this sympathy is for human beings. Animals also have the equal right as well as a human have right, so that they may live on this earth with full of freedom.
Aman Didi, that was great. Give a huge round of applause for Aman Didi.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Japan Bhaiya, is your connection stable again? Okay, I think Japan Bhaiya is not answering. So, Abhishek, let's start with your story.
Hello everyone, I am Abhishek from XPS Senior Secondary School. Today's my story is The Lions and the Cows. Once upon a time, there was 4 cows in the jungle. They were all friends. One day, a lion saw the cows and wanted to eat all of them. When the cows see the lion, they fought with him. The lion had to run away. A few days passed. The cows quarreled between each other and started grazing separately. One by one, the lion killed all of them. The moral of the story is unity is strength. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, that was great. Very good.
Akshit,
Yes, Japan Bhaiya, can you hear me?
yes,
Is your connection stable again?
yes,
Okay. So now let us start with your story.
yes. So let me start. Hi everyone, good morning to all. I am Japanjot Singh. I am a student at MGN Public School, UE2 Jalandhar. I study in 8th class. Today I am going to share a short story with you all. The title of the story is A Glass of Milk. So let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a young boy who was very poor. He did odd jobs to be able to buy his daily food and went to school. One day after school, he was very hungry. The boy said, I don't have money today. And I don't have money today. And I have no job lined up till the night. How will I make it through the day? Maybe I should just have some water to fill my stomach. So the boy decided to ask from one of the houses in the neighborhood for a glass of water. He knocked on the first door. A young girl opened the door. The boy said, I am very thirsty. Can you please give me a glass of water? The girl said, yes, wait a minute. The girl saw the condition of the boy and she realized that he was very hungry. So instead of a glass of water, she brought him a glass of milk. The boy was surprised to see the milk. The boy said, "I can't take this. I don't have enough money to pay for it." The girl said, "You don't worry. You don't have to pay me for it." The boy said, "Thank you very much." The boy drank the milk and felt better immediately. The boy then thanked her and went away. Many years passed by. One day, the girl, who was now a woman, fell very sick. She was taken to the hospital. The tests revealed that she had affected by that she needed great care, as she was affected by a rare kind of sickness. Dr. Phillips was assigned to her case. He said, "You don't worry, we will take care of you." The girl said, "Thank you." As he had promised, Dr. Phillips took great care of her, and he visited her daily, stayed by her bedside at night, and he always took care that she was always comfortable. After 6 months of intensive treatment, the girl was now well, and could go home, but she had a worry. She called the nurse to her room. The girl said, "I am healthy now, but I am worried. It is time for me to pay the hospital bill, but I don't have enough money to do so." The nurse said, "Oh, you don't worry. Your bill has already been paid." The girl said, "What? By whom?" The nurse told her, "See yourself." The nurse showed her the bill, and she was astonished to see it. The bill was cancelled across, and it was signed by Dr. Phillips. So guys, can you guess who was Dr. Phillips?
Yes, he was the same child.
Yes, you got it. The Dr. Phillips was the same young boy that she held many years ago. Today, he helped her to get out of this sickness, and he became a savior and helper for her life. So the moral of the story is that your one good deed can turn into another good one for yourself. So never hesitate helping others. Thank you.
Wow.
Give a huge round of applause for Japan Bhaiya, because that was a great and inspiring story. Japan Bhaiya.
Thank you.
That was great. Abhishek, and I wanted to tell you, you have great listening skills. You are answering every single thing and you're listening every single thing. So great. Well done, Abhishek.
Thanks, Akshit.
Huge round of applause for Abhishek too.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So now we are running out of time, but I wanted to tell you that if the meeting ended, so click on the link again. Then I'll start the meeting again.
Okay.
Okay. So now, Sahaj, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sahaj, now please continue with your story. Sahaj, please tell your story. Sahaj, can you hear me?
Yes.
So now please tell your story to all of us.
Long ago, when animals could talk like humans, the elephant lived in the Himalaya mountains. There lived a white rare elephant. Unfortunately, her mother was blind and poor. She always take his mother. One day,
Sahaj, you are not audible.
Yes, you are not audible.
one day the
Sahaj, I can't hear you.
elephant he wanted to eat, but his mother stopped him because she knew the ways of humans to them. Then he tried to help the first forester. He lost his way to Banaras. Then the white elephant decided to help him and carried him on his back swiftly. And he took him to the outskirts of Banaras. Forester he could give the elephant to the king as a gift because the king's elephant was died. One day the forester captured him and gave to the king. The white elephant was not eating anything and he was very sad. The king asked him what was the matter. The sad mother was starving and he cannot take food herself. He blinded. Took pity on him and let him go. And the mother of the white elephant said that stop him. He helped the one and the forester was coming and the king was coming. The moral of this story is not we should not be cunning and we should always help the animals. Thank you.
Akshit, you are muted.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Sahaj, your story was great. Your story was really great. But there was a little inconvenience. The network bandwidth was low. But I appreciate your efforts. Huge round of applause. Ada, can you hear me? Ada Kalra, can you hear me?
Yes, I am with you. Hi, I'm Ada from the Shriram Millennium School. And I'm 7 years old. I'm in class 2 and I'm going to tell you a story which is about greediness. And in the model of the story is that you should not have greediness. Once there was a boy named Akbar Akbar's parents used to buy him toys every month. One day, they stopped buying him toys. Then Akbar said, "Why are you not buying me toys?" Then his father and mother said that, "Enough toys for you now." One day, a goddess appeared in front of him and said, "Do you want toys?" Akbar said, "Yes, I do." But the goddess said on one condition, that you will never ever exchange your toys to somebody or never show off. Akbar said, "Okay." But after one day, after 6 months, Akbar had a toy, and there was one boy also who had a simple toy. Everybody was praising for the simple toy, but Akbar started getting jealous. When he got jealous, he started showing off his toys and exchanging them. He went to that boy and said, "I love your simple toy. Can I have it?" The boy said, "Sure." And the boy was pleased to have the new toy, which Akbar had, the decorated one. Now that day, after 1 hour, the goddess sent Akbar to some weird place. Akbar said, "What is this place?" The goddess said, "You showed off and you promised me that you will never get jealous, show off, or exchange your toys." Akbar said, "Yes." Akbar said, "You can punish me for this, my lord." But the lord said that, "Akbar, you should not have greediness like you do have." Akbar said, "What are you going to do to me now?" The goddess said, "I'm going to leave you alone, and I know you'll never have greediness ever in your life." So the moral of the story is you should not have greediness, and thank you.
Ada, that was a great story. Everyone, huge round of applause. Give a round of applause for